All right, Bang. Today's Wednesday. It's October 5th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It's myself. We have Danny here. We have Hannah here. We have Tom here. We pushed Hannah to the back of the bus because she no-called, no-showed last week. So she is in my armpit. But welcome to the show, everybody. I don't know. We just got a full crew. How is everybody?
What's up? I'm good. It's good to be back.
Good. I don't like her behind me.
I don't like it. I feel powerful.
You're like the king. You're the queen. Excuse me.
Don't assume.
Well,
don't assume.
You could be a king.
Royalty.
Yeah, I mean, especially when
royal person.
We're in the midst of the House of the Dragon, where that's like the whole premise right now for the people who are watching. You are always trying to do pranks and shit, and I feel like you're going to constantly have bunny ears over my head.
Don't give her ideas.
She looks like the devil on your shoulder, except you don't have an angel on the other one. So
yeah,
who does?
Me.
Yes.
It's funny going off of assuming genders. I became a godfather this week. Hold your applause. And at one point, the priest, there was 4 simultaneous baptisms going on. And at one point, the priest calls up all the godfathers to light a candle. And a girl came up and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for assuming like that they would have,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 godmothers.
Look at
Is that
that. Catholic Church.
I'm surprised the church allows that.
I'm sure there's a gray area, but he was just a deacon. So,
Really?
he's going home to a family.
You know
He's
what's
not dealing with
interesting?
that.
What's interesting about that is I know someone who was done having kids. They had they wanted to get their tubes tied, and they wouldn't do it at this one Catholic hospital because it's
Really?
yes,
Really?
yeah, because it's
A
not.
Catholic hospital?
Yes.
What will they think of next?
Well, that's
There's a
why
lot
I'm
of-
saying like I'm surprised that they.
So any hospital with a saint in front of it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was just this one. It's from you know very well.
That's like
It's
medieval.
resurrection. Yeah. From what I'm being told, if you get them tied, it decreases your risk at cervical cancer. I think it is.
Or like ovarian.
Ovarian. Sorry, that's what it is. And
Interesting.
And but it's still seen as like you're giving up your right to birth.
Catholic Church
My
doesn't care
mom
about
got it.
ovarian cancer.
And this is not a church rant, but just an observation based off.
This is
what
not
you
an
just
atheist
said.
podcast.
No.
My mom got her tubes tied a while back. And apparently I have ovarian cancer that runs in my family, so she's chilling. So that was good.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I mean, wait, how does that?
I
You
don't
need
know.
to get yours tied.
You should just get yours tied.
I should
anyways.
definitely just get mine tied.
Yeah.
Should have got yours tied at like the age of 16.
Me as a mother, like, oof.
Hey, you'll be all right.
Can you get your tubes tied that early?
I'm not a doctor.
No, there's no way, right? Like they're like,
I don't know. Like,
Well, not in a Catholic church.
Yeah,
not
no.
a Catholic hospital.
there's no way.
Well, maybe like
Maybe you
what,
can.
25?
I mean, you are 25, right? Hannah?
I just turned 25 and my tubes are tied.
Catholic Church, not really, but baptisms. JP Graziano.
Hell yeah.
JPGraziano.com. TasteRuleChicago.com. You guys know the drill. I have a beef kit in my hand. If you're watching on YouTube, you could see the beef kit. You could see Hannah on my shoulder like a parrot. And go to TasteRuleChicago.com if you want to try one of these things. Because honestly, if you listen to us, you got to be curious by now. So just give it a shot.
Right. Tweet us your baptism too at Barstool Chicago. Mention us on Instagram.
And ideally, don't be playing like copyrighted music in the background so that we can post it.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd be great. I mean, I'll share a tweet and you'll just get the DMCA, but I'm looking out. We're looking out for you.
Really,
Yeah.
I really love the one that was sent in with "You Can't Always Get What You Want" by the Rolling Stones. It's a personal favorite song of mine, but
Is it really?
it's tough. We can't afford those.
Those
Can't
strikes.
afford to pay Mick Jagger that
Those
much.
strikes, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, it's a great product, and we sell it. Barstool Chicago beef kit gives you some mezzo giardiniera. It's like a medium flavor, little hot, little mild, and gives you Italian beef seasoning. So you just need to get the ground chuck, the broth, and the bun. So awesome. Go give it a shot. TasteRealChicago.com. You won't be disappointed. It's beef season too. Like you're like gonna be staying in because it's about to be
Yeah.
cold as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
beef
It's in
and
rock
hot
cut
cocoa.
season.
Yes, exactly. So give it a shot on a Saturday or Sunday, or if you're at home one day
Tuesday.
on a Tuesday. Why
cares?
not?
Thursday night.
Beef it up.
TasteRealChicago.com. And go check out the store if you're in Chicago, 901 West Randolph, and get yourself a Mr. G, a Muffaletta, whatever you want. All right, I mean, this is weird how this worked because we'd been doing like Vegas shit all week, and you just got back, first timer.
I did. Sorry, can't talk about it though. What happens in Vegas?
Oh,
He's been waiting for that one.
He said it twice to me already.
He's said it twice to me now too.
Yeah.
He loves it. This guy's been like itching
like,
at the fucking seams.
He had like index cards that he was like
Practicing the mirror.
Yeah, he was testing it out on us.
He
He's like, what
sent-
do you think is a good one?
He sent me a picture of the beef Wellington from Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, damn, dude, how was it? He goes, what happens in Vegas?
He sent me the Vanderpump Rules garden thing, and I go, oh my gosh, how was it? And he goes, what happens in Vegas?
I didn't get any updates, Dan.
Well, Hannah loves Vanderpump, and Eddie told me to tell him how the beef Wellington was,
Well,
so I had to tease him.
I love Martin Garrix. You didn't tell me. You didn't show me any updates from Martin Garrix.
That's true. I saw you replied to my Instagram story, so I thought that sufficed.
Yeah, that's me. I'm like the desperate girl who's like Instagram replying to Danny's stories. I got to laugh at his story of the outside of Hell's Kitchen. He goes, I'm getting the idiot sandwich.
Yeah, they should serve that. They should make an idiot sandwich at Hell's Kitchen. They don't.
Definitely.
Waitress liked the idea though, but no, Vegas is one of the few things
Did you ask her for that?
Yeah,
That's good.
obviously. But Vegas is one of the few things that I think ever exceeded the hype in my life.
Oh,
That's,
really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I never-
Have you talked to Eddie about this?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Eddie will like shun me purposely so he could save it for the show. But
Yeah, like I've been waiting. I've been wanting to ask him how it went, but like I want to get a raw reaction.
But yeah, my whole life, I'm very anti-hype. As a kid, I never even got excited for Christmas. But Vegas, I wasn't expecting it. It was double everything I thought it'd be.
Really?
So the size of all the hotels, the casinos.
In a good way?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a great way. The vibes. It was like 90 degrees there. That always helps. Went to some concerts. I had a girl plan it all out, so it makes it that much better. Didn't get to be as much of a degenerate as I wanted to be, but it's probably good. How many times have you guys all been? Hannah, probably 16.
Like so many. I just want to say real quick, I brought up that you saw Martin Garrix, and you just changed your tab. He Googled just now Martin Garrix because he goes, what is that?
I had to look up who it was.
Right here.
How did you spell it right?
It's a hard spell.
Yeah, it's a hard spell.
It's a French spell.
Garrix?
Isn't it Gaar?
Eddie, you know Martin Garrix more than you think you know.
Like animals.
When I
Yeah.
met you in the summer.
No, that's Calvin
That's
Harris.
Calvin.
Oh,
Don't be
sorry.
disrespectful to the
Jesus
EDM
I do that
community.
every time. Yeah, this guy, he looks like he was in a Disney movie.
He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
I've seen him in Vegas like twice. He has a residency there, and he's
Right.
amazing.
And you saw him.
I saw him.
How was he?
He was great. It may come as a shock to a lot of people, but I'm not huge on electronic music.
Really?
But it went in Rome. It was a full blown concert. There was fog in my eyes. There was flames going. Another thing I didn't take into account, there was like a British couple to my left and like a couple from Puerto Rico to my right. I forget, like Vegas is just such an international spot.
It's so
too.
international.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So international. Because it's unlike anywhere else you could really go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know like they're building up.
Well, yeah.
They're- What were you going to say?
No.
Is there anyone else you could think of that's like Vegas?
Well, there's the one. What is it in Singapore? That's like a huge one.
Yeah, Macau is huge.
Yeah, Macau.
That's like a big thing in Macau, China. And it's like there's a lot of
Yeah.
gambling, and there's like a win
That
there.
one's like
there's an MGM.
There's some
a
like
lot
dark
of shit.
stuff
Yeah.
there though too, right? Isn't it? Like,
In Macau,
yeah, isn't it like way more intense version of Vegas?
That's macabre.
I don't know. I
a good
don't
one.
know. I don't know for sure.
But anyway, I'm curious about your reaction to Danny's reaction because so if that's your first time hearing that, I walked in. What was that yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And Danny said that, and it was like made me rethink everything I've ever known about Vegas because it was a review that I've never heard before from someone who's been to Vegas. One of the other things he said was like, yeah, I left on Saturday. I wanted to stay, but I had the baptism. I'm like, when was the last time you heard someone who was like, oh, I wish I stayed one more night?
Yeah,
in
I wanted to
Vegas.
stay longer.
Well,
Like-
I assume it's because I was, with my girlfriend, and like I said, I wasn't chain smoking cigarettes at a table for like 8 hours. I probably only did like 4 hours of gambling total.
You had like the healthiest Vegas trip. you
Yeah,
could have.
Yes.
I've never heard
Yeah.
such like glowing reviews of Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
interesting. And like even Donnie went for the first time, I think in 2019, and he was like disgusted by it.
Chef Donnie?
Donnie does. He was like, "This is like the worst."
Oh wait, for Dana's wedding?
No,
or whatever.
He went. I went for NASCAR with Dave and Frankie, and he had just like he was doing Donnie Does America,
Yeah.
and he stopped there for the first time. And he was like, but like, Donnie's very well traveled.
I know, I was gonna
like
say.
he's like seen cultures like all over the fucking
Yeah.
globe. And like he comes to Vegas, it's very, there's parts, the whole thing, there's Cheney stuff and there's,
The Dunkin' Vegas, it's electric.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
What did you just say?
There's like chain, like there's a lot of chain stuff and
Oh, I thought you were talking
whatnot.
like Dick Cheney.
Probably
A
though.
lot of
you know what I
Cheney
mean?
propaganda.
Yes.
But I think anywhere you go, like if you did Vegas, the traditional degenerate way where you just stayed at a table for 12 hours, drank and smoked cigarettes, like you're going to be disgusted with yourself no matter what, So if he did that,
No, well, yeah. You didn't do the day partying, which is like, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that's like if you're thinking that the other alternative is to like sit at the tables all day. That's
yeah,
like,
I mean, I drank by the pool during most of the day, but I wouldn't call it a rave.
But a day
I wasn't
club
at, I wasn't
that's
at
a whole
White
different
Republic.
scene.
Did you do the gondola ride?
No, I was gonna, but no.
Oh, you didn't?
No, it didn't go all the way outside. You can either do an outside one or an inside one. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if it's worth $100 to go on a boat.
It's also when Donnie did the Mole People video, which
Oh,
I just
yeah.
looked
Oh,
at
yeah.
19
Well,
million
maybe that's
views.
why that was his review.
Well, that was before he did it, I think.
Yeah, she
No,
didn't.
maybe it was after.
She did not want to go down there for some reason when we were there.
She don't want to see the Mole People?
No.
Do you know what the Mole People are, Hannah?
No, and I'm looking over your shoulder. Do I want to know? I mean, I love Vegas as much as like Danny does, pretty much. I'm a degenerate, but
No, well, you like...
I don't want it to be ruined. I don't want the magic. It's like adult Disneyland. I don't want to see behind the dark Disneyland,
You guys,
aka dark Vegas.
also, I should say, you guys are using the D word. We don't use that at this company. But when you're using the D word, you're saying when it comes to like pool parties and drinking, not other stuff. Just want to clarify.
Disney
that.
is the D word?
Dark.
I don't know what that's-
degenerate
Oh.
word.
Yeah, I don't know what that's referring to.
Yes. So when you say that, you're talking about drinking and
I really
partying.
was.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
I know
I know,
you
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
But like, it's so weird. They like beat us in their brains that like we
True.
can't say that word, even though I know you're not
Yeah.
using it in any
You
regards.
can't say
to
the D
gam-
word
No, we can, but like
on the dog walk.
degenerate.
Disneyland.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. You
I
can't
know.
use that word when it comes to gambling. That's
Oh.
my point. Yes.
Oh,
but like I'm
I
so
would.
beaten in my brain, or whenever we say that word, I'm like,
Eddie,
I tense up. A little
You haven't
bit.
been on in a
I
while.
see what you're saying.
You haven't
Yeah,
been
Yes.
on in a while, Tom. Eddie's the caveat king.
I'm the caveat.
No more
king.
caveats.
I have a caveat on anything today. Though.
Yeah.
But I just clarified
Okay.
what we're
fair.
talking about for legality standpoint.
All right, you don't get a caveat strike on that time.
You
That's
talking
a
about
clarifying
drugs?
Strike.
You're lost, aren't you?
He's talking about you can't use the adjective
I
degenerate.
know.
When it comes to gambling.
I know. No.
And they really weren't.
I heard-
they were just talking about like,
I know.
like especially her. She
But-
showed me a picture of her in Vegas. Can we post that?
Okay,
What, Oompa
first
Loompa?
off, which picture in Vegas?
Oh, did you hear what he said?
Excuse me,
I'm
Danny.
sorry,
I
I was
have
going-
backed you for so many,
I know, I was going off Eddie.
many things. You snake.
No, you're right. You were a good shade of orange, not an
She
Oompa
showed,
Loompa
like,
orange.
This picture of her in Vegas was scary.
It wasn't scary. I had to match my fake ID.
It wasn't but it wasn't even the
real
fake
ID.
Tanner. It was just like
It was fake Tanner. I
Your-
couldn't even get in the water.
your heels boosted you up as high as Scottie Pippen, and like you like
I gotta
you-
match the height.
But like I don't know, like you were just your whole.
I get it. It's not
whole-
not the Chicago Hannah everybody's used to. Pale,
Your whole aura was just like
Pre-BC,
I haven't
before
seen this. I
Barstool
gotta-
Chicago.
This is
gotta
when
see
I was
this.
like dating my ex and stuff. And look. It was a different Hannah. It was a different time, and
You
I
were
won't
in
ever
and out
put
of
them.
jail.
Yeah, but pre-jail, I think, because
Yeah.
this is like Vegas, the beginning of the end, essentially.
But it
like,
is the jail
follow-up.
boyfriend,
Yeah.
the boyfriend she went to jail for.
He made you go orange. Shame on him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
see this picture. It's like
I gotta see it. Yeah.
I do have a lot of like
pull it up
crazy.
real fast, real fast.
It's
so,
she Trump.
so Tom could see it.
Really, Danny? Really?
So, Tom
So
could
were
see
you?
it.
Did you dress like that just for Vegas, or was that how you normally?
So I actually have the ID that
I saw
Here,
that. You
so-
have a felony on your desk.
gulps. And I just had to match the Tanner. They were so strict. I remember. So we would go out for weekenders, like the fraternity
don't look
weekenders.
orange.
And no one. It's like a known thing. Like barely anyone could get in with a fake ID, let alone a real one. You most likely will get caught. Knowing I'm Asian and knowing this girl approached me to buy the ID, I was like, yeah. And, you know, no offense to a lot of people, white people, they can't really tell Asians apart. Like, I could be someone else for all anyone knows, but...
You know what? It's a pretty safe way of getting a fake ID, I'll say. I got mine shipped from China in the sole of a shoe, so good for you.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this girl got...
Yeah, I got mine in a
Asked.
CD case.
See?
Anyways, it was a real ID, and I had to match her tanner, okay? And I wear heels because, one, what am I going to wear, sneakers to the pool there? I look like a kid. I look like a Kids Bop kid. It's not like I have a butt or anything. I literally could look like either, like, of age, maybe, or, like, 12, fresh off the boat.
But regardless, she was, like, very tall in her heels and very orange. So I always say, like, and she just looked very, like,
Strong?
no, just like,
Bodybuilder.
kind of.
So
and,
strong.
No, but, like, also, like, very West Coast, like, showy. You know what I mean? Like
I was in Vegas for the first time.
I know, I know.
Playing it cool?
I know.
I should have fucking brought some orange bronzer.
Understand? You should have.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in self-tanning, you guys.
No.
It's better than, you know, going to a tanning bed.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. It's better than me getting in trouble with an ID.
Eddie's acting like you took a paintbrush to orange paint and just
Well, pull up the
lathered
picture.
your body.
Pull up the picture.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're not showing the picture at this
Yeah.
point.
No, if there
I'm like
was,
embarrassed. I'm like sweating now.
do you still use self tanner?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like, is there like a good self tanner product? I feel like
I use Saint Tropez.
I'd give it a dab if there was a good one. I just always feel like tanning a can always had like a bad connotation. You know,
I guess no UV rays.
Oh my
That's the
God.
safe.
Oh
way.
my God, don't say, oh my God.
dude, isn't it jarring?
Is this the picture you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
though? She doesn't look orange.
Yeah, thank you,
I don't think that's the
Tom.
picture.
Wait,
Yeah.
let me see.
That's
Of course
the,
it
that's
isn't.
that's the
She
picture.
has
She looks-
taken
I mean, she
taken
looks
that
brown.
picture through
Kinda looks-
Photoshop so many times.
Kind of looks like a nice tan. If you ask
Danny,
me.
literally roast me some more.
It's not as bad as I remember, I guess.
You're confabulating. That used to be White Sox Dave's word of the
favorite
day
word.
on
Oh my
Sirius.
But you still like.
miss-
Is that the
Remembering event.
boyfriend?
Yeah, that's my ex.
Nice.
We could cut him out of the photo, right?
If anyone wants to see it.
Well, we'll have Harry edit it in.
That
Okay.
looks like a guy who would send you to jail.
What?
I sent myself to jail. I sent myself to jail.
Is his name Sneak?
So you enjoyed it though overall?
I really did.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I also, it helps out. I was there 2 nights. I'm sure.
In and
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're supposed to
I-
do.
I got it-
You're like
got
a
it now while I
walking
was there.
commercial for Vegas.
What were you
Yeah.
most impressed by?
Like I said, the hotels. I mean, they had like Gucci, Louis, Prada, Fendi, all in there too. 1 billion restaurants. Just all of it. It was
Have
way
you
more
ever
than I
been to-
imagined.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever been to Times Square?
I
blown
rolled
away
through
by the
there.
amount of stores there.
I rolled through
Yeah.
there once to get an Elmo picture.
But think about it.
You
That's
can get that like on Milwaukee Avenue here, right?
It's a different kind of Elmo. I want the New York Elmo.
is it a different
I
Elmo?
want the beat Elmo.
But if you think about that, if you're not from New York Chicago, or like a big city, like I would understand how those stores are like.
No,
oh
that's-
my god.
I don't understand that though
Here.
because he's from here. I'm just saying I didn't hear that. I didn't hear you say that before.
I mean,
was
to
like
have it in the
fancy
hotel is
stores.
the next thing. I just wasn't expecting that much going on in each fucking hotel casino.
Yeah, like they had.
It makes sense.
Did you go shopping at any of them?
No, I didn't. Of course not.
Yeah, it's like if you're a chain or if you're like some type of store, you have to like pair yourself with some casino
Right,
to
makes
have-
sense.
to have some type of presence.
I just didn't do a lot of thinking. Again, I didn't didn't want to hype myself. I just walked in blind. That's how I do it.
Yeah, yeah.
No
You
kinda
movie
did,
trailer,
yeah.
just a movie.
That's
yeah, you
smart,
really did
dude.
walk in just like, yeah, I'm going next week. Oh, I'm here. Sends a picture. What happens in Vegas, and then came back just glowing. It seems like what you're trying to describe is that everything's like big and luxurious and glamorous and bright and never sleeps. Is what you're kind of in shock about.
Yeah, it was all that. It was just much more than I thought, and I'm happy.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Hannah.
I'm happy for you too.
Yeah, we're
Thanks.
all happy for you.
That is nice
Appreciate that.
because hype ruins everything. You're all right about that.
I know.
It ruins. Like you really are the most anti-hype person. Ever.
Yeah. There's no good that comes from hype.
Yeah. Like when someone hyped up, I was watching The Office for the first time when we did our old podcast, and he wouldn't like. He loves The Office. Obviously, it was his fucking
Yeah.
Make-A-Wish.
I'm
And,
American, yeah.
Yeah, and he wouldn't like really talk shop at all about it. Like he didn't want to like say anything like look out for this, look out for that. He just wouldn't do it. And then I told him someone told me that I'd love Creed, and he was like upset.
Oh.
And I was like, "Why? What's wrong?" He's
That's
"Dude,
like
I
a
just-
sign of like Danny knowing you so well that he like he like purposely knew like to like ease you like to have
Yes.
you watch it but not hype it up.
And he was
Smart.
right, because I think
Yeah.
Creed's a little overrated.
Oh God,
He was right.
No,
I mean, what was this? 2014, 2015? Oh no, it was way.
Yeah, it was
It was
after
like
that.
2017, maybe. Yeah.
I made that mistake with Eddie with
When?
Yellow Jackets.
Yes, yes.
Obviously, and he's never let me live that down.
The bees,
before,
Yeah.
the wasps.
The show.
Yeah, you got
The
it.
Yellow
No, not
Jackets.
the real one of the show.
Gotcha.
Showtime.
Are we off of Vegas? Because I just wanted to. I had one thing I wanted to add. Did I ever tell you about Dave Portnoy shrugging me off in Vegas?
No.
It
Excuse
was kind of funny. It was like I guess I was still relatively new. It was like I think it was like a year. It was like 2017. It was when McGregor was fighting Mayweather. So
Yeah, he
whatever
went to
year
the
that
fight,
was.
right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was down there separately with my own friends, like because we're like McGregor fans, and it was my first like Vegas trip with like my group of friends. And we were like in one of the casinos. I think it was like New York. That's where we were staying. And we were like walking through the casino floor. And at that point, I was like editing the rundown. I wasn't doing much. That Dave would like know me, and but like he would recognize me. And then like we were walking through, and I'm with like a bunch of my closest friends, and I was like, I saw him like randomly at the like just he was standing alone at the where you'd watch the horse racing. So like the sports book, but like where you'd watch the horses.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, I even told my friends, I was like, oh shit, guys, that's Dave. I gotta say hi to him. So like they like had to like stand back, wait, and watch me say hi to him. And I was like, Dave, and like he did one of those things where at first thought I was a fan, and then he did a double take, processed who I was, and still went, oh yeah, what's up, man? Hi, yeah. And I kept watching. I was like, all right, cool. And then I kept walking away, and they were like, did he know who you were? I'm like, I don't know. Like, let's just never mind. I was like, because I was like still relatively new, so like that was back when it was like, shit, that's my boss, like Dave Portnoy. And then the next week, I was out working on something else. I wasn't in the office when they recorded the rundown, and Loud Sean was like, he's like, oh man, you should have been here. Like Dave was asking for you, and like on the rundown, he was like, oh yeah, man, I owe someone here an apology. He's like one of the rundown editors. I'm standing there. I got like 250 grand on the Preakness is going on. They just opened the gates. Like the race just started. I have like 250 grand on it right when it happens. This guy comes over and say what's up, and I must have looked like the biggest dickhead in the world, but I'm like, yeah, good to see you, buddy. I got fucking a quarter of a mil on this race. So I got context behind it. So he knew who I was.
Good,
he
then.
just was, yeah.
That's good.
An apology?
It was a funny, yeah. It was like
Yeah.
basically an apology. I know, but he still back then didn't know my name.
That must have been like when you first described the interaction. I was like, oh, okay. But
for him to
say sorry,
I
that
know.
must have been an awful interaction.
Yeah. That's why the story is not just ending there. That's why it was like, it was funny that it was brought up at that point that even he, like, that's when it's like, you know, Dave has somewhat of a soul. Like he thought
of that.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
the
he
fact,
thought about that on the plane.
It was days later. Yeah.
It ate at him.
Yeah. That's very, very
I know,
funny.
right?
That was a good story.
That's great though. Like that aside, like that's obviously different because it's Portnoy. But anytime you see someone you know in like a random place, like one time I was on literally like it was basically a desert island. It was like an island off of Florida. We went there I was with my family. Went there. They had some big restaurant there, and I saw someone I kind of knew but like never really talked to. It was like a mutual friend. It was like it's so bizarre seeing this person here. Like I have to say hi.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Did
you
you see your neighbor in Vegas, like Billy?
Not my neighbor,
Or
but
some
yeah,
random
I saw
person?
a friend named Billy. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I ran into someone I knew there.
But did you overthink that interaction? Like, were you like,
yeah.
fuck, I shouldn't have said hi.
Yeah. Yeah. That was,
That's
I
very
didn't for like the last thing that came to mind was he was like in a gambling zone, you know? I just like,
Yeah.
I didn't think of that at all. I was like, oh damn. Like that was embarrassing.
That was tough.
I'm a nobody.
It's a tough look.
I have a long way to go at Barstool. Even when he was, I mean, the apology was nice, but he still was like, that kid, I owe someone here an apology.
Hey, nobodies don't get apologies.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's true.
Very true.
They
Good
say
story.
not to like even with like celebrities, like they say not to like go up to them and be like, even if you met them and you think they remember you, like just like let it go. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of someone who's like a celebrity you think we've spent time around enough.
Oh, yeah,
Ozzie
yeah.
Guillen. He didn't remember us the next
like
week.
he say like yeah. Like I think who was I listening? I think it was Rosillo, and he said it was like someone on the sidelines. He's like, I've interacted with him enough, and like I knew I shouldn't have said what's up because like I know he definitely probably doesn't remember. He's like, but I did it, and like he definitely didn't remember.
Yeah.
You know?
It's humbling for anyone.
Exactly. You know, like I'm trying to think. Like I don't know.
Has that happened to like you guys? I guess.
I don't know. Like we've had Chris Bryant on a couple times and like interviewed him in person, but I
Trying
think
to
if I
think.
saw him on the side, I don't think he'd know who I was.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I think he'd just be like, oh.
I get too starstruck.
Yeah, although it was kind of sick that I told you that Roquan story, right?
Oh yeah, that's
was
an incredible
very
story.
funny.
You've talked about that on the dog
Yeah, that
before,
was.
right?
I don't think I have.
Yes, come
I
on.
I don't think I ever told that. Did I ever tell that story?
Tell it.
I mean, now I feel like we're just like this is not a brag. This is not a dick suck.
No,
but
it's a funny story.
Can't suck your own dick.
It was funny. It was
Try
after
it.
KFC Radio Live. We were walking down Wells. We just left Burton Place, and
That's my favorite part about this story, by the way.
that we were at Burton Place.
Yeah.
And I was with Feidelberg. We were both calling Uber. We were both fucking hammered. And then all of a sudden, I hear Eddie, and I just hear someone. I just figured it was a random stoolie, and he goes, "It's Roquan." I look, and it's this dude hanging out of the back of a car, and it was fucking Roquan Smith. And I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" Dude, I went up to him, shook him up, and then talked for a couple minutes, and then like he drove away.
Did he go Bears?
And
Fuck.
Feidelberg's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Dude, you know who that was?" He's like, "No." I'm like, he's like, "I was gonna say it's pretty cool," but I was like, "Oh, it was Roquan Smith." He's like, "No, that's really fucking cool. I just thought it was a random stool."
Wait, that's funny. Is
Yeah.
Is that actually what went down? Did he yell, "It's Roquan"?
Yeah,
Because that's
yeah.
incredible.
legitimately, legit.
Yeah, that's one of those interactions. Like if a third party saw that, to be like, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
was very,
Roquan Smith, like Eddie.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Yeah.
very,
Roquan Smith.
it was very funny. And he wasn't doing it like that.
No, I
like
know,
he
but-
was like, and like for context too, like he said before, like he said when we interviewed him, he's like, I watched your videos at halftime,
Yeah,
which was
that's
very
my
funny.
favorite gif of all time.
Which was very funny.
Yeah.
But like you think he just like says that, but like no,
No, he
actually-
he went out of his way to bring it up.
He
We were
directly
like,
quoted
"What?"
you saying
Yeah.
Bears. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Bears. Fuck.
Exactly. So it was very funny. He was, So I would say with him, I'd be
Yeah.
No, that was actually the other way around, where he bumped into a celebrity.
Yes.
The celebrity was like, "Who?"
Oh
Yes.
yeah, what's up, dude?
You know? Yeah.
What's up?
His friends in the car were probably like, "Yo,
What
who
up,
was
bro?
that guy? He didn't remember you
Is
at
that
all."
Barstool
Be
Eddie?
cool. Be cool.
Yeah, be cool, dude. Why you just embarrass us in front of Barstool
Jeez.
Eddie?
If he would have told you to get in the car, would you have?
Yes, he would have.
Maybe. I don't know. We
Maybe.
were like, I was like done with my night, and Feidelberg was going home, and so was I. So yeah, probably, to be honest.
Eddie's an early bird.
Not really. If I'm out, I'm out.
I know. Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing. Like that's why, like if I'm out, I'll usually hit anybody up because that means I'm trying to do something.
Anybody?
I've hit you up when
That's
I was
funny.
out.
You're gonna cite like one time, like 2 years ago.
That's my move. You
I
know
got
that.
I got 0 this summer. I don't remember if it's on one of these episodes, but I think you said I'll give you 2 nights this summer. I
You were
got
gone-
0.
you-
Old takes
Yes.
expose him.
You were gone too much.
Oh my god.
Too many New York trips.
This has
I didn't go
been
to
an
New York
ongoing thing.
once this summer, except for the beginning of
You went
June.
to Wyoming.
No, that was last year. Grasping at straws. I'm really gonna have to pull a fucking Michael Scott. You said you had no plans.
No, I just need
You gotta
to
have a dinner
uh,
party.
Yeah, I just Yeah, now the
will,
windows
yeah.
the windows closed.
I gotta
I'm-
organize like a.
Eddie's going into hibernation season.
I'm a hibernation guy.
I gotta organize like a recording and then like cancel it and be like, well, since all of our plans are free, why don't we all grab a drink?
That is smart.
How about this, Tom? Maybe we'll go to a game. Maybe we'll use the Game Time app to go to a game.
Yankees playoffs coming up.
Yankees playoffs are coming out.
You and
They
White
are.
Sox Dave could go.
Yeah. How would you enjoy going to a White Sox or a Yankees playoff game? Can't go to a White Sox playoff game, excuse me.
With Dave?
Yeah. That would actually be very funny to see Dave go to a
See,
Yankees
it would,
playoff
but it'd
game.
just be like, I don't know. Like Dave's like all you want to do is just like shove it down Dave's face, but it's just like I don't even know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
But it's just like he starts it, so it's like I'm not one of those type of people. But it's like if you keep all you do is talk about fucking greasy meatball, scum of the earth, shithead, dirty, all this horrible stuff he says about New York and New York Yankees fans. And now we're in the playoffs. We're the White Sox. You know what I mean? So like it's like you kind of want to rub his nose in the dirt, but I don't know.
Well, if anybody ends up going, make sure you use the Game Time app. It's the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. It's created by fans for fans. Game Time is a new ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You guys are going to love this app. We've had tons of Barstool fans using it, hitting us up on social media about the great deals they're getting. So download Game Time, go to the account tab, go to create a login, and redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What else do we have to get to, Danny?
I think we brought Tom in here for a reason.
Oh yeah, Tom was getting a little scuffle on Twitter.
We had some beef, Barstool Chicago beef.
Yeah.
Not inner beef. Beef with a separate party.
I guess that's why I was brought on. I have to get into an absolute war to stick up for Barstool Chicago to get an invite on.
Well,
the dog walk.
this is why I'm getting held to the fire here about going out. So.
Well, I didn't even technically get invited on here by you, Daddy. I got invited by Danny.
Yes.
It's another.
You're always invited.
Yeah.
I've
You
seen
were a producer for a while. I think we started recording at like 11. I don't know how you started doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was this guy went off the rails. I just saw, I didn't know how much we were going to talk about it, but I saw KFC Radio was talking about it a little bit. This guy in HR was just starting off with making these lists about people who were kind to him, aka like people who like acknowledged him and talked to him, and it was just kind of coming off weird. And I saw a bunch of coworkers that I consider friends getting kind of creeped out, and I was on top of that, he made a very, very weird, out of nowhere comment about Barstool Chicago and how he very purposely doesn't. He very purposely goes out of his way to not watch any Barstool Chicago content ever, unless Kelly in Vegas asks him to, and then he'll maybe give it a shot. And I was like, so I just quote tweeted it on top of everything else going on. I was like, this is something weird for someone in HR at Barstool to be tweeting, and it gets even weirder, and it does get weirder. And then he like tweeted something back being like, oh no, I hope everyone in Chicago doesn't find out I hate them.
I replied with a picture of O Block. No, I'll keep going.
Oh.
Chief Keef.
And yes, I don't know. I just responded. I responded with that. I was like, yeah, you better get on deleting some more tweets, buddy. And then he just kind of spiraled. And I think that's the end of him. But
your first
kind of sus over here. This Hannah was like somehow involved with this guy.
Okay, first off,
I leave for one day and this happens, by the way.
Oh, and by the way, this was like a Thursday night. I'm like editing stool scenes and
11.
I tweeted that one tweet about how this was a weird thing for someone at HR to be tweeting, and like immediately my phone blows up from like a lot of like high up people at Barstool immediately texting me like on the side, like, yo, dude, like what's this guy's deal? Like I can't believe this is happening, blah blah. So I was like, I had to basically put a pause on my work for like 2 hours to like handle this this shit show that was going on Twitter.
There was a fox in the hen house. Yeah. Tom handled it, and we thank him for it.
And it was when it was like, you know, this fucking guy came up Barstool Chicago. Next thing you know, he's not in the same place he was a week ago. Man. So, lesson learned. You know, I tweeted it out. I said, don't mess with Barstool Chicago.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to get into the Hannah stuff. That was weird.
This is like an ally of Hannah's.
Yeah,
Hannah was in
Hannah was in like I took the tweet as like, this is weird, don't be saying this shit. Hannah was like, oh my God, just give it a chance.
Whoa.
I was like,
first off, I have met with him and I know of him because he did my orientation, all this stuff, and then that program that I got sent into for Wednesdays, that lunch thing and all that stuff, and because I can't say who, but he asked me about somebody who was trying to get a job here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so all I saw was like because he deleted everything after the fact, and I didn't get it until a text to Abby Hamilton be like, what happened? But he tagged me in that Kelly thread and said like something like, or unless Hannah tells me to watch Barstool Chicago stuff, because a long time ago when we first met, I said, oh, did you see blah, 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 something in the dog walk? He's like, I just don't watch Barstool Chicago stuff. And then I gave him shit, and I was just like, you should, it's great. And so I just commented back on the Twitter thing. Like I saw it and I was just like, just watch Barstool Chicago stuff. I didn't see the list of shit, the weird shit. And all I said was like, it's top tier content. Anyone will get sucked in, yada, yada. And then I didn't look back, and then all this happened.
Yeah, so maybe there was a little bit of an inside joke going on there. That
But like not that much to like.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I gave him shit for it before, and I just said, blanket statement, everyone should watch it. It's always great content.
Can say with confidence, I have very intentionally never watched any Chicago content, unless at Hanny Tran asked me to, but as our kindest content creator, I will make an exception and watch today's show. Like, that was just a weird thing to tweet. Like, and then Yeah, and then Hannah's reply was, "Please watch all Barstool Shy content. You'll get sucked in. Top tier content."
It was just,
like
it
didn't even
like,
matter. Yeah, but the
I just
the
didn't
point
want to
was
fight
not,
with like an HR guy. Like it's just so random. I
that's
just
not
didn't
the
even
point.
look
You
at
shouldn't
it.
even be talk. It shouldn't even be like. It's not even about like I could give a fuck less if this guy's like.
I
what
think
he
it's
thinks
worse if
about
I
it.
didn't
I'm just
say
saying
anything.
It was weird, objectively weird, and it was weird, and now it's handled and it's.
Oh
over
yeah,
with.
it was definitely weird.
And you were hyping us up. Come on, no hype.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you know, in the moment, like
Eddie didn't care.
you got tagged, so like you responded. I don't, you know, it is what it is. No, I saw it and I chose to ignore it, and then when you didn't ignore it, I was like, all right, like I'll hop in.
What did you say?
I was just like, oh, like, you know, it's been quite the week within the last couple of days.
Oh,
Had
no.
The
Yeah.
founder and HR come for us, so I just tweeted like, HR is after our ass too, ? I guess me and White Sox Dave better grab our shovels and really be coal miners.
That was great.
Get the bulldog collar.
Yeah, or what the fuck is it?
No, it was a chimney sweepers.
Chimney
yeah.
sweepers, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, and White Sox Dave, of course, texts me, yo, what's going on? Like, what the fuck's going on? What's going on? I'm like, dude, I was like, it's just a joke. Don't get mad at me. Like, I'm just kidding. You know, I was like, all right, cool. I think I get the joke now.
It's like, dude, just scroll through Twitter for 1 second.
Yeah, I was going to tweet that too. Like, when White Sox Dave wakes up, he's going to be so confused. And
Constantly
he
confused.
passed out. He did. He's like, yo, I passed out at like 7. Now I'm up. What's going on? I'm like, dude, don't worry. It's all
taken care
it's all
of.
good.
And woke up to like a fire alarm, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just picture him like snoozing on the couch, waking up, being like,
We at war? What?
yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think there's really anything else to say on it.
We thank Tom for standing up for all of us while some of us
Holding
were
our
You're
ground.
welcome.
There's a lot of support
Someone's
for
got to
us.
stand up. You know?
Yes.
Yes, but it was just. I mean, it was weird to. It was bad timing too, just because it was such a pile on from
Yeah.
Tuesday's show.
For sure.
When so it was bad. It was bad timing. So
From Tuesday's show?
yeah, when the Dave Portnoy show.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
It was
see.
just-
I see.
So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of a pile on.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna. Who would you rank as your top 5 kindest employees?
My top 5 kindest employees. I
No,
actually
yeah,
kind
we
of
don't
want to
have
do this now.
No, I don't want to do it.
Can I do this?
In the Chicago office.
Nobody.
Do top 3. What?
No one.
You're an absolute villain.
No one's kind. Oh, it's Sydney. Sydney Wells is kind.
Did you see that clip when she was telling Kelly in Vegas why you're red Ed? She said like if he's the kind of guy if you were walking down the street,
Oh,
he would
yeah.
make you walk on street side.
Sydney Wells is unkind. I take back my
Yeah,
compliment.
that's tough.
Sorry, Sid.
Straddle Sean's nice.
Straddle Sean.
Too nice.
County Vegas stole all our water. I saw that on Stool Scenes.
Yeah,
Did
she was
she?
walking around with like a 6-pack.
Wait,
She
what?
She was like, "Oh, you guys have so much water. I learned this in New York. If you see a case of water, grab it because you're not." I was like,
Grab it.
This isn't. That's like barbaric. That's-
Meanwhile, I'm drinking out of my
Yeah.
water out of
I'm
my
already
drink.
drinking
done
out
with
of
mine.
this.
I'm
Yeah,
drinking
look-
out of rocks
yeah,
glass.
let this be shown to Kelly in Vegas.
Starbucks.
Don't
cup.
do that. What the
What
hell?
does she do with it?
I don't know.
She was carrying it around
She was
like
carrying
in the
it
6-pack.
like in the 6-pack plastic case.
Oh,
like,
did she bring it home?
Obviously, we don't have any water.
Well, that's because people drink multiples. I think there
Yeah.
should be a rule. I always drink one and then I fill it up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm parched, honestly.
Yeah, everybody's parched. Look at Harry. He's fucking.
Well, he has a hydro flask over there.
It was like that clip of
It's like
James
SpongeBob.
Winston talking about the water's in the cooler.
Yeah.
Water would be nice.
Alex Bennett's kind.
Are you just going through?
The bloggers page.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do that.
You're
Just
just going
name-
to go
just
through
start
each one and
naming
take
girls.
one.
Last thing you should do is like name a girl right now because that's how this all started.
Yeah, I know. Well, she was A. I'm in the A's, Tom. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Now I feel like I have to name a kind guy.
Yeah,
just
you
to-
do. Name a
Yeah.
kind
Clem.
guy.
Panically
Clem's a very
scrolling.
kind guy. And I feel like if you don't get named, that means like people think you're unkind, but that's not true. There's really not that many.
Clem's
unkind
getting
people.
dragged. Do you think? I don't think. Do you watch
Jeff
House of
Downey's a
Dragons?
kind guy. Do I watch House of Dragons?
Yeah.
I'm one episode behind.
Okay, but you're like you're aware of the show.
Yep.
That was tough with Clem with that.
Well, yeah, that's what. So it hasn't dropped yet, but I just recorded the Portnoy show. And do you agree with him?
I'm not even doing like a Yankees Mets thing. I wholeheartedly agreed with what Dave said. It's like I did like chuckle from the rundown yesterday. He was like House of Dragons is the hardest show of all time to watch by itself. There's no way you're watching the most important game of the regular season and House of Dragons at the same time.
Correct. But
Like that's basically saying like you had the TV on maybe, but then
Sure,
like, you're
it's
not
a-
watching it. It's the same thing as maybe checking your phone for the score.
it's a very hard show to watch and watch a game at the same time.
It's hard to watch by itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
exactly.
like
Yes.
I don't even know. I don't know if it's getting worse or if I'm just getting stupider or if I'm not like if I just don't have enough like if my brain is out of the Game of Thrones world, but I can't for the life of me keep track of all the names still.
Oh,
I
no.
had to,
I thought
I
it was, I
agree.
thought I was gonna like get I was gonna get better with it just from I have to get you. It's almost like a mindset thing. You got to get used to almost like school. Like you got to remember names. It's,
Nope.
what are we 4 episodes in? I'm getting worse. I don't know anything.
Watching House of Dragons requires the same amount of attention as like reading a book.
Yes, but
Yeah.
even that, it's like I'm bad at reading books. That's why I don't
Right.
read books. I would have to go back and be like, wait, who was Argarian, Targaryen, Valerian?
Yeah.
Which one's been? And then they're assholes about it too, because then it's like sometimes if they mention a name that you've never heard of, you gotta sometimes be like, wait, they do that sometimes on purpose.
Yeah.
So like you can't think about it or you can't pause it and look it up because it's like sometimes they'll name a name and you're like, wait, should I know that? And you look it up and it's like, no, you shouldn't know that. They were just dropping that name early on purpose, almost to tease it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, well, that's
Yeah.
bullshit. You can't do that.
Yeah. Can
They'll
we,
use nicknames also, like the sea snake, whatever that means.
can we start mixing in some Jimmys, some Bens? Do they all have to be Egon, Aegon?
Why do they have to rhyme? Yeah. I don't know.
That's
Just
how it was
thought.
back then, you know? There was a million, what's the fucking, something the Great? Alexander the Great. Wasn't there like 10 of
Sure.
them?
Ivan
There's
the
like-
Terrible. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
show,
all
though.
I had to say. Yeah, I
Good
don't
show
know.
though. No, I agree with you. You can't do anything, but you have to turn all the lights off and you have to focus, turn on the subtitles, and you still won't remember like half of the things.
The last episode was good though. It's getting
It was
Great.
really good.
Probably
Yeah.
the best one yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. It's
I
getting,
agree.
It's cooking.
All right, I got to watch the new one. then.
Yeah.
It forced me to become a subtitle guy, and I don't like subtitles at all.
Because you can't read fast. That's what I'm convinced about.
No, not that. I could read fast.
I've
I
been
just
a
like to
subtitle.
watch what's going on.
I've been a
Like-
subtitle guy for a long time.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah, because
It's hard not to be a subtitle guy.
you
with
have to,
Thrones.
and it's like, yeah. First of all, did you watch all of Thrones?
Yes,
You watched every single episode of Thrones without the subtitles.
most of them. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, what I do is I'll watch it and then I'll go read the Wikipedia after. Which is a pretty good method too.
Yeah.
Like then I like.
Oh, damn! I
digest
wish
it.
we could talk. You got to see it now. There's something else to talk about. That's really funny.
Really?
Well, it doesn't really spoil anything actually.
What,
'cause
the kid jerking
no,
off?
you remember how big and viral the story was about the episode from Game of Thrones about being too dark? It was like a national media story.
Yeah.
because no one could see it.
Mm-hmm.
This past episode, it was the same issue.
No.
Yes.
It's the
really?
same director.
Really?
Very dark.
This same Starbucks cup.
So I saw, I was watching it, and I was watching the last episode. I remember I even went to my TV settings. I'm like, did something change? I can't see anything. I had all my lights off, and like it popped into my head. I'm like, that'd be funny. Imagine it's like the same guy, and they were just like, fuck it. And then sure enough, that's exactly
Same
what
dude.
happened.
Is
It
that
was
like
the same
an
dude.
artistic choice of his? Like he wants to be dark?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's doing it on purpose, obviously. Like it's just
But maybe like then he doesn't have to focus as much on like the scene itself or something. Maybe it's like an easier cop out if it's darker, less the audience sees. I don't know. I'm
don't
just trying
know.
to, for some reason, justify this guy's actions.
I think me on, the critics on Twitter, we're the ones that should be directing House of Dragons.
Well, you
Yeah.
are like a film student, so.
True.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you think you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, I know about
Yeah.
gaffing.
What was your major? Oh, PR.
I double majored in marketing and entrepreneurship.
Wow.
Thanks.
Do you think you'll be an entrepreneur someday?
No,
No.
it's a lot of work. Maybe if I had Invention,
School of Hustlers, Andrew Tate.
School of Rock.
School of Rock. Do you have any invention you want to tell us about?
Me?
Tom?
Me?
Yeah, Tom.
Invention?
Yeah.
Is this a random joke, or are you
No, I'm asking.
referring to something that
No,
I
I
don't?
want to know if you have an invention.
Sort of invention. No.
Or any problem you would like solved.
This feels like a setup to it, like a joke you have.
No, no joke.
This is it was very random.
We're just talking entrepreneurship.
Oh, entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Putting a button on the side of the TV that sounds off your remote when you lose it.
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
that was a
you.
good one.
I like that.
It's more of a feature.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd
I
you
like
think
that.
about fucking Europe getting rid of the fucking Apple? They're taking the power back to the people.
The Apple?
With the USB-C?
Oh, so
Yes, USB-C. That's going to be the only cord they can use.
They're pro Red Ed.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to tell fucking Dave that.
Red Europe.
Yes.
Good for you. That's a rare W for Red Ed. I guess you need one.
That was the original Red Ed. I think Red Ed has to die now.
Over the course of the past few months,
So they're
Eddie
saying that-
hates dogs. He hates women.
He'll watch anybody burn.
He watches people burn.
No,
Yeah.
the hates women is not accurate.
Eddie-
That's because
Eddie was
her hair
basically
went on fire.
watching Hannah's hair go on fire, screaming Dracarius.
Dracarys. Dracarys? Dracarys?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You didn't do
It
anything.
does. You think the dragons still respond if you have too strong of an accent?
Doesn't even matter if if no one's gonna save you, no one's gonna save you.
I'm trying to think of an invention. I'm going to think of one when this is done. I'm going to be like, fuck, I wish I talked about that.
Next week.
No, it's probably better, though, 'cause if I
Well,
say it, it's going to get taken, so.
Right, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't,
So
actually
you know
don't
I
wanna say it.
patented my remote button idea. You'll enter the Shark Tank next week.
Samsung is just going to fucking jack you.
Yeah, they always do.
Yeah.
It's not the first time.
What do you guys think
I'm
of the
happy for you.
remotes with select, streaming services on them? It's like Hulu,
I've never used that.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix,
I've
two
never
other
used that
lame
shortcut.
ones.
Really? I have.
I never do it.
Dude, I mean, what shortcut beats just talking into the remote?
Well,
Nothing,
not all,
dude. That's the best.
Not all of them you can talk into, like a Fire Stick or like a
Yeah, but I
smart
think-
TV.
I don't know if that's what you're saying, but I would say it's just put that technology in every single remote.
Yeah.
Because we have it here and it's fucking awesome. I don't know a single channel in Chicago because I'm new here and I also have never gotten cable here, so I never will learn the channels. So we have cable here, and whenever we have to turn on a game, that was funny when we were doing the live streams for March Madness. Everyone acted like I was like the gatekeeper of the channels. They're like, Tom, come here, change the channels. All right, you fucking
I don't know it.
CBS. I was just talking to the mic, talking to the remote.
They're
They would
like,
change.
whoa.
Yeah. They're like,
all it
Tom's the only
takes.
one that could do it. I don't know. It's weird.
Take off
It's
Redbox.
that
That's all I
simple.
have to say. Take off Redbox.
There's no
one's gonna-
Redbox on
There's
there.
a Redbox button on some remotes.
There can't. Redbox is a physical location.
Redbox. Do you know
It's
what
a-
Redbox is?
We know what Redbox is. I'm not using Redbox over like what?
Are you? I saw people at a Redbox recently. I was floored.
You're a big Redbox kind of night guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like at its time, it was a good invention, but then like that got like you want to talk about an invention. Like that person was probably so pumped whoever
Yeah.
came up with the Redbox, and then instantly
Yep.
like
Under the
hu-
rug.
Convenience of
Like-
DVDs was like a beautiful short window, and then like it just went away. It was like, oh, we could just get rid of these entirely.
We need more things in like vending machines like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like maybe even like Apple accessories, chargers, headphones.
Oh, like
Yeah,
airports
yeah,
have
yeah.
that.
We should get one here.
I guess.
Have
But
you
we
been
need
to
to
an
expand
airport?
it. Expand it more than airports.
Like,
I could use some
What
now.
could we use? Yeah. What if we have one here? What would your item be?
Water.
Yeah.
Just a regular vending machine.
Water.
There's water.
I don't want a vending machine here. Fuck.
Socks.
Water. Yeah.
They're made of like Red Ed tokens.
All right, Garrett.
You never know when you have a pair of wet socks. That could ruin your whole day. That keeps you
yeah,
from going home.
exactly.
Yeah, fresh
Oh, these
socks.
fucking
I'm gonna
guys.
wet down my socks so I could smell them. I'm Danny. Garrett.
And
You
he's
guys, you
trying-
guys are you guys are too prideful to like ever own a pair of waterproof footwear.
Yeah, that's unreal.
That's
It's
like
not everyone. So Tom was going off how we don't have like these big.
I'm not
rubber
the only one. There was
boots.
a lot of comments like, "What kind of insane move is it that when you know it's a rainstorm to go out in hoodies and running sneakers?"
You have a pair of shitty shoes that you designate for rainy days in Chicago.
But like a
It's the same as like we don't really wear winter coats.
go
We
into
just go
this.
layers on layers.
Tom will flood this place to prove it. How inconvenient.
No, it's just
It
like you
is.
guys like the main argument was like, Tom, come on, you know how bad it is when your feet are wet, when your socks are wet. There's no worse feeling in the world. If you walk around and you harbor that, and you're like, if my feet get wet, it's going to ruin my entire day, and I need to go home because I can't even deal with it. It's such a simple fix.
I'd rather
Like,
wear
maybe,
old
like,
running
there
shoes
might
than
be-
those big yellow boots.
That's
Yeah.
now you sound like Eddie with like a music, like it's like a joke, like there's an in between there, like not like people are not walking around with like big rubber yellow ducky boots. Like there are waterproof sneakers, there's waterproof shoes. Like
Sprays don't work.
I feel like that's too many shoes, though.
Well, you use an old pair of
it's
shoes.
just such an exhausting
Exactly.
take.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
what
it's
I
like,
do.
all right, maybe the shoe thing, but then like wearing just like hoodies and like
Well, normally I'm not going outside if it's raining.
that. You see, that's what's nuts.
I drive.
To not own a rain jacket or like
I have a
waterproof
rain
shoes.
jacket.
Then
Why
would you-
rain does not deter you from anything? You're just like, all right, now it's time to fucking bust open the closet.
I
and get
live
the
in
rain
the
gear.
21st century. I have a job. Just like you would put on a jacket when it's cold.
Yeah, but you
I
ride
get
a bike.
I just got a bike this summer to ride, but
and walk. I'm saying
Yeah.
so my walk is much shorter than yours, so I'm
But
exposed
I've al-
to the rain way less.
That's a fact.
But then
That's a
by
fact.
that logic, the waterproofing industry would just be out of business because
Yeah.
everyone who you're saying anyone who has a car
No,
basically
because
doesn't.
people go on hikes, people go on walks, people like not everyone has a car, so maybe they do have to walk
There's
in the
just-
rain and wait for the bus.
There's other situations where you would get
and
in
it's
the
a
rain.
market for Seattle, like people like Hannah, where she lives.
What?
Like rain gear.
California was in a drought, and then I lived in Arizona. But I will say it did flood.
Do you bring an umbrella out?
Well, there was monsoon season, so I actually would rather wear flip-flops in the rain than wear sneakers to step in puddles.
Oh, that's
You guys are
disgusting.
just-
You know how much amoeba was in those puddles, and you just
so gross.
Yeah, there's-
submerged your flip-flop foot?
To stop from getting wet socks, Eddie just goes barefoot with old gym shoes.
Oh,
Ew.
dude. How about Frank the Tank, dude? He said he hasn't worn socks in 5 years.
No.
Come on.
He said, did you see that?
No.
Yes, he says he hasn't worn socks in 5 years.
Ugh.
Respect. Dude.
That's
You
rough.
don't need it.
Shout out Garrett.
With the same shoes?
Yeah, I wish. So you just go through puddles with flip-flops?
Because it's such a quick monsoon season and it floods.
I feel liable. We should have let Garrett know that before he sniffed those things.
Yeah.
The socks are right there.
What?
That she just walked through fucking puddles. and
Oh yeah.
I'd rather go in
Flip-flops.
flip-flops
Who knows what's on her feet now?
than go with soggy sneakers and socks.
yeah, but what if you got a cut? You got amoeba just flowing in there.
What if you have a cut on your foot and you just mush around in your
If there's any
gross ass
company here that
laundry
wants to send these guys waterproof shoes, please, because they exist and it's a very simple fix.
Like pool shoes
There's a
with
Pool
like you
shoes.
can
Water
see you can
shoes?
see every toe. You know.
Yeah, like the individual toe ones where you
Yeah.
could like
you got like
Bro, water shoes are kind of legit,
it's like
though.
insane.
yeah.
You ever been on a float trip? And I was talking about this with friends.
In Truckee River and you have to bring water shoes.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes.
Like whitewater rafting.
No,
But-
it's not like that. This is more like a fucking
Lounge.
like a low fucking
This much
river.
water.
Yes, there's like no water, dude. It is the worst experience ever. If you like float trips, I don't know what your logic is behind that.
What's a float trip?
Okay, so it's a long river and there's like this much water.
Yes.
And it's a lot of jagged rocks and you should highly recommended bring water shoes or those waterproof
And you're
sandals.
and you're in a float and like
Yes.
you're drinking.
And you're
So,
like,
like,
oh, too.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that.
You could like tie your like there's like
Yeah, you
long,
tie things
yes,
together.
You tie your floats
But
together.
I didn't know I didn't hear about the shallowness before. I've just always
Oh,
heard
buddy,
like you go on
they
like a
don't
river
tell you
trip.
that. They don't tell you that till you get in.
Does it have to be shallow for this to be?
Unfortunately, yes.
I've seen these.
I think so
I've wanted
because
to do it
that's
with
what
my
makes
friends
it slow.
before.
Don't do
Cruising.
it. Don't do it.
That's what makes it cruising.
Don't
I've done it.
do it.
I've done it and it's painful.
Yes.
And it's horrible without shoes. Like I ended up
I've
wearing
heard of
flops in the
my
water.
friend, my one friend. He travels a lot. He did a trip, like a Southeast Asian trip, where he did that in Laos. But like in Laos, there's like a river where you do that with your buddies and you tie up to each other. But then there's like bars on the side of the river. So like a bar will like the bartender will throw you and your friends a rope and you grab it and they pull you in. You come sit at the bar and drink and you go back on the river and you like it's almost like a bar hop within this river.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
like a lot
okay.
of fun. And then a lot of kids died because
What?
the river would get too big and rough, and you know it's kind of just like you police yourself. So when the sun would set, people would just get too drunk in the river and disappear and drown.
Yeah.
Well, this
All
is
right.
the opposite. There's not enough water to be floating sufficiently.
Yes.
So either your butt is scraping on the rocks.
Yes.
And then you stand up to get
So
a
it sounds
beer.
like kind of an outdoorsy activity, Eddie. Sounds
But,
like something
like,
you might
it's-
need, like
No, but it's pitched to you
Rain
as like
boots
this
or-
thing where you just float and you just drink and it's fun.
like a lazy river.
yes, it's
Okay.
pitched to you as like a lazy
I did.
river.
So I've heard. I'm on the opposite end of that. I've been it pitched to me before, and it sounds fun. But now
Don't do it.
I
I don't know. People are gonna fucking kill me for this, but did you like it?
I mean, you got to do it water shoes. That's the only thing.
I didn't.
God.
So nobody told
Nobody
me that.
tells
So I
you.
just wore flip flops, and literally,
I did too.
I'm talking the first like first 2 minutes into this thing, we're like, all right, everybody get out. It's time to push because you got to keep getting in and out.
Because they're
Because
so
you gotta-
shallow, the
I'm out.
rocks.
Yeah.
It gets so shallow.
I'm out.
So as soon as
sounds
I
horrible.
get out, I lose my flip-flops.
And they're floating, they float all
Yeah,
the way
they're
down.
fucking gone. And then by this time, I'm like gone. And it's like, fucking land before time. I'm trying to grab those fuckers before I flow away. and
Land before time.
And it's so slick. It's so slick.
it's so slick. Yeah.
Are you in a single donut and you're tied up with other friends, or
So
are you?
there's single donuts, and then there's like little rafts. So like
Or
some
like
friends
double
will be-
double
yeah.
tubes.
Yeah.
But it's usually single, and you just either hang on or.
I would get grossed out that it wouldn't be deep enough for me to like roll over and just take a swim for a little bit.
No.
You're saying it's not deep enough for you to like kind of like
Your butt will
get out of
scrape.
your That
Yeah,
sounds
bro, it goes up to your waist.
It
At
sounds
max.
Yeah,
At
max. So like
that's
yeah,
probably warm.
Yeah, we probably had like 15 people, and like we had one little boat that fit like 6, and then everyone else was in a raft. And you'd like switch. You'd hop on the boat and you'd toss someone in your raft. Dude, it sucked.
It's not great, and if you
Good to know.
go
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
tubes
I'll tell my
only,
friends.
not even a raft,
And I know, like, yeah,
you're fighting for yourself and yourself only. You're fighting to stay alive. You're fighting to not slip into the like jagged rocks.
yes, and
that
it's
are
like
covered
6
in
hours
slime.
too.
6 hours, yeah.
Yeah, 6 hours.
Where'd you do yours?
Missouri.
I did mine in the Truckee River,
6
so it's
hours?
like Tahoe
Yes, dude.
water. so
6
it's
hours
cold.
of anything would exhaust me.
Dude, it was.
You guys sound like Bear Grylls out there. You went full Flintstone, no foot.
Yeah, wait, 6
no
hours
shoes, I
on
mean.
purpose, or was like what?
That's how
happened
long
there?
it takes to float down this fucking river.
And you gotta like hike to the.
What do you do?
What do you
you
mean?
drink and
you
float.
drink and like
I know, but 6 hours. Like, is there? You guys have like a blue box or
son,
something? Like,
yeah, play. People are playing fucking Florida Georgia Line and shit.
I feel like your back would start to hurt after a while.
Your
Dude,
feet do.
Your feet, and I'm telling you, I lost my dude 6 hours. I lost my flip flops.
Sounds
minute
horrible.
2, minute 2. So I'm constantly getting up and down, cutting my fucking feet. Truck. I'm like, I
Like
was.
wobbling.
Is there someone in charge of like? Is there like a? You do
No.
this through like a program, and there's like a guy who's who sets you up with it.
Yeah, you got like a Bear Grylls. with
Yeah,
you?
so they drop you off. You hop on a bus,
Yeah, but then anyone in that
and then
whatever
at the end,
company
yeah,
who
down
runs this,
6 hours.
At the very end.
chaperone.
they should have
Yeah.
told they didn't give you a heads up about the footwear.
They always say it's
Yeah, they don't
highly
give a
recommended.
fuck.
I feel like everyone vaguely says it once, maybe.
Really?
No, like
not
I did.
really,
I did
but-
whitewater rafting in Wyoming, which wasn't this past summer already. It was last summer, and did it it's part of the process to give you like water shoes because they know you're probably gonna want them or need them.
Well, I wish I fucking went where you went. Cause
Yeah,
I
I'd rather
just-
do that.
You want to go
Lost.
next summer? It's awesome.
I lost my fucking
You see 'em
JC
just
Penney
float
flip
down.
flops quick.
Just slowly float
Are you
down.
so are you like a thong flip flop guy or the slides?
Depends.
It was that day. It was thongs.
It was
huh?
thongs
I
that
knew
day.
it.
That's
The rubber
bad,
ones
yeah.
that float really easily.
Yeah, I don't know. They were like I
They
told
move
you, it was like JC.
Those
Penney,
would've chafed up
old-
your-
Old Navies.
Yeah.
Your toe cleavage anyway. That would have been bad.
Dude, I would have taken anything, bro. I would have taken duct tape shoes from someone
Yeah.
to have
But those
something
were-
on the bottom of my feet. I was
Even if it
literally-
wasn't minute 2, it would have been like minute 5.
Yes.
Those are not good for.
You can't
like, being
walk in
the
thong
water.
sandals, let alone
Exactly.
fucking push a raft.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And then like people.
Once you go like horizontal, they're just gonna fall off.
So then there's like little sides of the river too, where like people pull up on, like everybody parties on like the side. And,
Yeah, that's
so that's similar to what you were doing.
no. I'm just saying, like in my head, I was trying to picture 6 hours. I'm like, okay, that would make
Yes, and
me.
pe-
That's
people
maybe
do that,
something to
too.
do within 6 hours.
So you just got back in your car that night barefoot. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, hop back on that.
What do you do at
fucking
the end of the
bus
trip?
barefoot, dude.
They
What do you
pick you
mean?
up on a bus.
Yeah, so
and
that
how
bus-
long is like
How many
much
survivors?
ground do you cover in 6 hours?
It's not. I don't know. Well, dude, you're not going far because you're literally just scraping off the fucking.
It's
ground.
really slow. I can't emphasize that enough. You
Dude,
literally
yeah. It's so
that.
fucking bad.
like your butt cheeks literally
so
hit
funny.
rock.
Did
Like,
everyone
it's horrible.
survive?
Yeah, dude, but barely. I mean, I barely did. I was like, picture that.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. That's
I
miserable.
didn't go out the rest of the summer.
My friend was standing trying to catch her shoes that were flying off like yours, and it's probably like shin deep of water, and the water was starting to pick up, and someone just knocked into her because she was just stuck because it was just so jagged and so slick, and just someone knocked into her and she just floated down just like the flip flops did all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of flip flops at the end of that river.
Oh, dude, that endless flip flops. Go flip flop shopping on a float trip.
It's like golf balls in a pond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just
golf
flip flops
course.
at the end of the river.
exactly.
So
All
where,
right, then.
where are those?
Yeah,
water
where
shoes?
water shoes are. I will buy water shoes. I don't know if I'll buy water resistant shoes.
You know, it wasn't a great sell to go whatever that is, float
But
rack
people
thing.
are gonna defend it to their death. People love that shit.
It's fun.
And like it is fun because like then you go like you stay at a campsite and like it's just like a big drinking event.
Yeah,
This
is going to turn into someone taking a shot at our masculinity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Look at these guys.
6 hours is too long for anything.
We were just underprepared.
And I'm sure there are places maybe where the water level is okay, but like everyone I've heard who has done it, like the water level is not okay.
It's never okay.
It's not sufficient.
Missouri.
Or Truckee. Or
Missouri
Truckee
people,
River.
yeah, Missouri people are gonna fucking come on my neck.
Was it the Mississippi River?
No.
Huh.
You'd be fucking floating on that fucker.
Yeah.
Too much.
Going full Lewis and Clark.
You'd be
in
going
there.
too fast there, dude. You'd be down.
Weren't we supposed to do that? Didn't we have a trip planned? We were going to do.
Waterworld?
We're gonna float
We
the
were going to do
Mississippi.
Barstool Chicago floats down.
Be fun, right?
The Great Wolf Lodge, Lazy River.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather do that than a fucking other float trip. But all right then. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Welcome back, man.
I hope I was good.
Yeah, we'll have you back out in a couple of months.
Thank you. We'll see.
Can we float? Are you allowed to float in the regular river here?
I'm still owed 2 nights
No,
out by
you don't
Eddie.
want to do that. It's disgusting.
Yeah, Hannah, go
imagine if
in.
we
Go
did that,
jump
that'd be
in.
kinda fun.
Go jump in, Hannah. I mean, how long have you lived here, Hannah? You've never heard the tales of the Chicago River?
I know there's a lot of dead bodies.
No, it's just disgusting. It's
Wait.
just like condoms floating around in there. Dave swam in there.
Yeah,
Just tell you all you
Dave,
need.
go swim with Dave in there.
Can you imagine just us
If we never
floating?
had this talk, Hannah would just willy-nilly probably jump in the Chicago River.
I probably would.
I mean, you
don't
look
know.
at it and it's like,
Would you jump
green.
off the top bridge?
No, because the water's too flat and I don't want to hit a boat. If I
that's
just
what you're worried about.
like landing on
All
a
right.
boat, how embarrassing would that be? Well, I'd be like, like maybe not alive or hurt.
Well, maybe
Probably
don't do it
not.
at noon on a
You
Saturday.
can, I mean, yeah. You could just look around and see if there's not a boat there.
No, but
You
if
know,
your face
boats
one way,
aren't
it's
that
coming
fast.
from the
Yeah.
other
Pretty
side.
good gauge. A boat going
You
5
never
miles
know
an
if
hour.
you're getting ready to jump. You're really nervous.
Just look both
One's coming
ways.
from behind you, and you just shut your
Yeah.
eyes and jump. Lands on a
Give
boat.
it 10 minutes.
Same as street rules. Look both ways before jumping in the
Yeah,
river.
just look behind you. And
Have fucking Danny will put some hangers on his feet and he'll be like a bat. He'll hang upside down to see under it.
Or I could just look at the other side of the bridge while standing up.
Ew, just
You wouldn't
Danny
be a bat like that?
I don't think I would. It seems a lot more difficult than just looking on the other
Ew,
side
I
of the
can
bridge.
just imagine Danny just like,
I know. That's a good bet, dude. Make someone hang like a bat.
What the fuck does that mean?
Let's do it,
This
please.
guy talking about? We've been going on for too long.
Did you know Danny in Vegas was the first time he's ever played roulette?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the
We don't
easiest
have to
game
get
to
we
learn.
don't have to get into that. You want to close it up? But
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was a fun fact.
Yeah, I used it as my never have
I've
I
been
ever for a while.
I've been to like
No, I don't have it.
I've been to like a Chicago casino with you and your friends like a couple times. And I just thought it was crazy.
Have
That-
you ever did you win?
Overall, no,
No.
but didn't lose that much.
Okay, that's good.
Responsible gambling.
Responsible.
Responsible. Go buy a beef kit.
Now,
Go. Danny's gonna hang upside down.
I'll hang on this table upside down. That'd be funny. Do you think it'll sustain
I don't know
me?
if you'll be able to.
I 100 gear.
You like need hooks, right?
No, you just
My
put your
my-
legs. You put your legs on and just hang.
I don't
My
even know
buddy's
what
dad
what are
used
we
to hang
even
upside
fucking
down.
talking about right now?
It sounds like a
My buddy's dad
like a
used to hang
5-year-old.
upside
Yeah,
down.
we're like,
Why?
we're like, I'll hang
It was
upside
like
down.
a fucking. It was like a fucking parkour. Like it's like an exercise. Guy used to hang upside down all the time.
Like no.
who?
My buddy's dad, Mr. Resch.
What?
Was he
Why?
fucking Dracula? Why was he doing this?
He was like it's like a workout regime. Like he was like.
Oh
like,
yeah, if he's
You
doing
put-
like on the
Yeah, he was, like,
Bowflex,
really- he was,
like
like, really
doing,
fit, yeah.
you're making it
Uh-huh.
sound like he's just sleeping upside down.
Wait, so you hang your feet
No,
up?
no, he's not. Dude, he's not a fucking
vampire
bat.
bat?
No, he just
Oh.
he would just do it as a workout.
Gets the blood flowing to the brain, I guess.
Yeah. All right then.
All right.
Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.